today's video is going to be my beauty hacks video. I've got a tips and tricks video that is already up on my channel, but this is just my beauty hacks. So in this one, instead of just telling you, I'm going to be showing you a few things. I've got a little basket of my little goodies here and a list of all my tips and tricks. I feel like I want to show you guys. A lot of these I have done before, some of them I haven't done before, but I know they work because it's just sort of basic knowledge. I probably did them when I was younger, but I don't remember. So I've got 14 hacks here that I'm going to be showing you today, and they're all basic knowledge for the everyday person. You can do them however you want. A lot of them are that you can just do with anything in your wardrobe or whatever you've got. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. And yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I'm just gonna tell you about it first. So our first beauty hack is do your eyes before you do the rest of your face. Now you've got a fresh, clean, moisturized face already, so you just let the moisturizer sink in and then go on to your eyes. And this way it helps prevent any fallout from any eyeshadows or anything that you may put on your eyes. Our second beauty hack number 2, is prime your eyes. Now I think I did say this in my tips and tricks video, but you can use eye primers or whatever. Some of them can be really expensive or you can't find them, and if you got veiny lids like me, some of them are actually colourless. So priming your eyes with like a clear thing, it's not always the best thing. So if you've got a clear primer or you don't have a primer at all, I suggest just using your everyday concealer. So this can be the concealer that you're going to put underneath your eyes, or this can be the concealer you're going to cover any spots that you need. This just is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Concealer. This is a very pinky based one. My lids are pinky, but they can also, like the rest of my face, is very yellowy compared to my eyes. So it doesn't really matter what sort of concealer you have, just as long as you've got one. And all you have to do is just apply it on your eyelids, just like that. I do till underneath my eyebrow, and then all you have to do is blend it out. And just make sure you go all the way down to your lash line. Now I did put too much on. Just ensure you get all down there at the lash line, and then in your inner corner also. And then what we do after that, once it's all blended out, you can always just use a brush as well, but I like using my fingers because it gets right in there. All you have to do now is just set that all in place. Just ensure your eye is completely closed when you do it, because you don't want any of the powder in your eye. I just use a translucent powder, or any sort of really powder is fine. Now I always say that setting your concealer or your eye primer is always best. You don't have to every single time, but when you use concealer, I do suggest you do 100%. Beauty hack number 3 is to, when you're applying your eyeshadows, onto your eyelid, to pat them on with your finger. I always do my crease first though when I am doing my eyes. That way, because if you don't have a defined crease like me, it's easy. Because when you apply your concealer or your eyeshadow base, it can sometimes wash it out, and then you can't see your crease. So I just apply a nice light brown colour with a big fluffy brush into the crease in circular motions. And now for the eyelid, I'm just going to grab this gold colour here. This is just the Nude Palette from Chi. And I just apply it onto my finger. And I just pat it all over, right down to the eyelashes, and right into the crease there. Look at that blending work I did. blend it into the crease with your finger like that, and then you just go back in with that big fluffy brush just to neaten it up. Very pigmented. If you were going to apply it with a brush, you wouldn't have got it as pigmented. If I show you here, I'll just do some swatches. So this is it on my finger, and that's the swatch, and this is on the brush, and it's just not as pigmented. You have to really tap it on to just get that much pigmentation. So beauty hack number 4 is to use a cotton tip or a cotton pad or a cotton tip to clean up your edges of, or crisp up the line of your eyeshadow. Because when you apply your eyeshadow first, you can get a lot of fallout and a lot of like mistakes. Like this over here should probably not be as wide, it should be about here. So it's quite a lot that needs to come off. And if you do your eyes after your base, it's a lot harder to clean it up. You've got to go back in with concealer, or you have to do this and then go back in with concealer. So this way it's just easier and you're not wasting product. So what I use to clean up my edges is my Garnier Micellar water, and I'm going to first go in with my cotton pad. I just apply a little bit and then I fold the cotton pad, and on one side there's like barely any of the product and on the other there's the most. So what I do is I start from under here and just go underneath the eye and fix that up, and that fixes up, that cleans all the fallout that was just here and all that was there. Then you come back in, like up here, just angle it up to the eyebrow, like just like that. If that's not something that you want to do, you can just clean up underneath your eyes with the cotton pad and then go in with the cotton tip and just clean up the line, and this way you get more precise. So now that I just fixed up my mistake that I did before, you just go in, clean up the line, and you try and get them both even. And just go on with the dry side. Okay, so our 5th tip is a tip for concealing. Now I'm just going to use the same concealer as I used for my eyelids. This is how to conceal properly. Now I know a lot of people just like to conceal just underneath here. Yeah, that looks great and all, but it's not going to highlight and brighten up your face. So the proper way to conceal is to just conceal that same area, but also bring it down in a little triangle. And then what we do is we just blend it out. This is just a beauty blender. So I'm just going to blend the wrong side first. And you see how that just conceals. Where this one, okay, that's a really bad concealer. It stings my eyes. So I'm pretty sure that beauty blender just took off all that product, so I'm just going to apply it again. And so I'll just start with the wrong side again. And so priming correctly just means you're going to highlight. Concealing properly just means you're going to highlight your underneath your eyes. And just over here. You can probably tell the difference. Besides from the redness on here, you can really see that this eye, you can still have you've still got all the dark circles underneath here, even though you concealed all under here. Whereas this one, you concealed all of this and it's all still fine. It's all brightened and highlighted and lifted. So what you want, the purpose of highlighting is to lift this part of the face. Yes, you can concealed just underneath your eyes. But when you conceal just underneath your eyes, you need to put like a highlighting, brightening concealer on your triangle. Because you can see that this just is flat. It just doesn't look right. So I'll just add the little triangle here. And this also highlights your cheekbones because you're going to be placing a highlighter on that anyway. So this is just like an extra bit of highlight and lifts your cheekbone to make it more prominent. Tip number 6 is if you only have a pressed powder, like a translucent pressed powder like this one, and you want to use it for baking, you can. All you have to do is scrape off a little bit of it and use it. Now I really recommend you don't use a Swiss Army knife for this, but it's all that I've got. So I'm just going to use this little knife part and I'm just going to scrape a little bit off the powder and I'm going to just tip it into the lid. So there we go, that's all our little shavings. And now I'm going to bake underneath my eyes with it. So I'm just going to grab my beauty blender and I'm just going to spray it with some of this Australis finishing spritz. Okay, and we just pat off a little bit of what's left, just because I think I over saturated it. And then we just dip the sponge into the shavings and we just bake. Probably should soften out the lines first. Leave it on for a little bit so it bakes. Now that the under eyes are baked, just gonna brush it away. And there you go, baking. It's just as simple as that. If you've just got a pressed powder, that's all you need to do is just scrape some off and bake. Easy peasy. Okay, so tip number 7 is for eyebrows. Now I've just done my brows, as you can see, not the best thing ever. I did them quite rushed. Just brush through them again. This hack is if you've got any stray hairs, like I do a lot of them down here, I have heaps of them, or if you've made any mistakes like I have here, you can just easily correct that with just a concealer. This concealer or this sort of concealer, it doesn't really matter. I'll show you both ways on each eyebrow, and all you need to apply it is just a brush. Preferably maybe a smaller brush than this, but this is fine, ever the same. So I'm going to start with the normal concealer. I'm just going to make a mistake like I did on the other side. So I'm just going to use this concealer that I've used for my eyes and underneath my eyelids and underneath my eyes. And all you have to do is just map out your eyebrow. And that just fixes up any mistakes that you may have. All you have to do is go over with the brush, and if you've got any extra product on the brush like I do, just grab a wipe or a tissue and just swipe it off. That way you're not pushing extra product around your eyebrow. Okay, there we go, that's fixed. Try not to do exactly what I did, just if you're building up product at the bottom of the brush, wipe it off or blend it out with your finger, not the brush. And then what we do for underneath, it's basically the same. Just to stop what just happened before, just using my finger. And then you just pat the concealer rest over the rest. And there you go. You've concealed underneath your eyebrow and above your eyebrow. It's not the best thing I've ever done, but yeah. Yeah, so all you have to do is just take out some of the product and then just apply it in the shape of the brow that you want. and then just do the same underneath. The reason I said a small brush would work is just because you want to be able to go straight down like that, and because we've got the eyeshadow already there, you don't want to ruin the eyeshadow. But yeah, so as I was saying before, I'm not sure if the camera got it, but all you have to do for this eyebrow, if you're going to use one of these, just take this product and just scrape it onto your back of your hand, and then just use this brush, and then just do the same that we do for this brow on this one, and that way you avoid all the blunders we had with the first lot. What I like to do now is just set the rest of it. We'll just set that. There we go. Our 8th beauty hack is, if you guys don't have a brow gel like this one, which this is just like a brow mascara, just looks like that. It's simple. All you need is a waxy lip balm. This is one of those EOS lip balms. They just look like this. All you have to do is just apply it to the back of your hand. Grab a spoolie, which you should always have one of these just to brush through your brows. You just grab it and brush it through your brows. But if you don't have one of these, it's easy. All you have to do, if you've got a pencil like this and you've got a spoolie on the end, just brush your brows to how you want them, and then just grab your finger and your lip balm and just apply it. And this way your brows stay nice and in place all day. And to me, just using the finger is a lot easier, and then if you want to go back over, you just lightly go back over with your spoolie. And there you go, your eyebrows won't budge throughout the day at all. Our 9th beauty hack is to do with mascara. When you use your mascara, you can sometimes get mascara to go everywhere. So I'll just show you with this one. See this one? It's very large. A lot of the time you can get mistakes like that, or mistakes on the eyeshadow. All you have to do is just keep applying the mascara, and then you've also got some boo-boos underneath your lashes. With big ones like this, it's really easy to get boo-boos. But even with a smaller one, you can still get them sometimes. So all you have to do is just wait for the mascara on your face to dry. You can do anything else. You could do your lips or do the rest of your face like me. I haven't done half my face yet. So all you have to do is just wait for that to dry, and then just grab a cotton tip and then just sweep it off. I will show you that. Okay, so now that the mascara has dried, we're going to use the cotton tip. Swipe it away or roll it off. Doing it this way, you don't take off any of your eyeshadow, or just picking up, putting it down and picking up the mascara. You don't take off any of your other makeup. Now our 10th beauty hack is all about lips, and this is how to create the perfect cupid's bow on your lips. Now you could do this with a lip liner, or you could just do it with your lipstick or a liquid lipstick. You could really do it with anything. I'm going to stick with just the lipstick. A lip liner is easiest, and then I think a lipstick, because they've got the point, you can use the point, and then your liquid lipstick. But all you have to do is at your cupid's bow, at the point of each of them, is just start at them and then bring it down to a X like this. I'll just show you because I can't really talk and do it at the same time. And there you go. That's your little X. Now once it's there, all you have to do is go from the flap side and stick the point in the Cupid's bow point, or the point on the top of your Cupid's bow. And there you go. Your perfect Cupid's bow. And then all you have to do from there, just finish off the lip look. There you go. So the lips kind of finished, because I've got one more beauty hack with my lips, and it involves them not having anything there. So my 11th beauty hack is how to create the perfect ombre, or do ombre to make your lips bigger. So if you want bigger, more juicier lips, an ombre lip is always the best way to go. So always start with the darkest colour on the outside. So if you wanted to do a dark lip liner and then like a dark lip liner orange, if you're going to stick with the orange, and then go in with this colour and then go in with my last colour I'm about to put on, then you can do it that way. I don't actually have a orange lip liner, but it's completely up to you guys. You could do like a orangey red lip liner if you wanted, but I'm going to stick with just the two. And for the next colour, I'm just going to use this lighter orangey colour. And I'm just applying that over the, exactly where I left the spot. I'm just going to mimic that. And then you just blend it out with your finger. So there are no harsh lines. And there you go. A more juicier lip look. You could go over with your orange again, just on like the outsides and on the base down here, and just blend it all together. And there you go. A more juicier looking lip look to make your lips look bigger. Now I'm just going to add a little red lip liner. What you do with that, just make on the really corners of your mouth the red, and you just follow it around really lightly. And there you go. Just makes your lips look a lot bigger if you add that little bit of extra darkness around it. Now our 12th beauty hack, and the last one to do with makeup, is how to create a matte looking lipstick when you don't have matte lipsticks. So the lipsticks I just applied are really creamy and all that, and what I want is it lasts a lot longer, is a matte lip. So what you do, so all I did was create a lot, I just scraped off a little bit more of the translucent powder that I used before. And I just grab a tissue and you just pull it apart, and what you do is you place the tissue up against your mouth, then grab a powder brush and your translucent powder, and you just apply it. Very matte. Another tip you could do, like the same thing, is just doing it that way sort of takes off some of your lipstick that you've just applied. So you could just apply it directly to the lips. And it sort of pales it out a little bit, but it's still good either way. So there you go, it's a nice matte lip. It's even matter than it was when you use the tissues. Now, our 13th hack is all about hair. And it is about a way, so to brush your hair to avoid breakage, what you do because you get a lot of breakage in the hair when you brush it, or a lot of it comes out, all you have to do, one hack I do recommend is probably not to brush your hair when it's wet. I always do it because I can't deal with my hair being knotty at all, at any point. So yeah, but what I recommend is grabbing your hair at this point where you can grab all of it at once. And yes, my hair's not that long. What you do is you just brush all of it, and then once you do that, section it into 2 bits. Brush the section, or if your hair's too short and you can't hold on to it at each stage, all you have to do is do it in little bits, and then once you've gone past like a certain point, you grab hold of it. And you just do it to the other side. And then so what I recommend is just brushing it in bits, just like that, and then going up to the top. So that way you brush from the lower part, and then just do the lower part all the way around, and then go up, then go up, and just keep going up until you reach the top where you can brush it all together. And there you go. Your hair is nice and brushed and no breakage. Now my 14th and final beauty hack is all about how to wash these precious little items. I have a whole video on this, so I will link the video down below, but I'll just tell you what I do. I'm not going to show you because then you can watch the brush video if you want. But what you should do, and I did have a whole thing about washing your brushes every so often in my tips and tricks, so I'll link that below also. But it's a cheap version of your brush cleaner. So like MAC have their brush cleanser, and that can be like, I think it's like 20 Australian dollars or something like that. I actually do have it. I've never used it. I've owned it for 2 years almost now. It's a long time. And I've never used it because I've got this thing. Now this is 1 litre of Pamolive liquid hand soap with antibacterial odor, and it's antibacterial, it's lime, and it's odor neutralizing. So it's really good, and this came in with a little pack with like a little hand soap that you can pump, and we got this from Costco's. So you can, this is just the big one. It was quite cheap. I think it was like $15 for the 2. So it's quite affordable, this. And this has lasted me, what, 2 years now? And all you have to do is just pour out a little bit each time you do your brushes, and then just swirl your brushes in it, and no, you wet your brushes and then swirl your brushes in it. Make your brushes foam up by washing them in your hand, or washing them on the glove. It's all shown in the video, but yeah, so this is what I use in every single one of my eye brushes, and it's antibacterial. Don't get the non-antibacterial one, because this just, it helps with any bacteria that are in your eye brushes. And a lot of people say baby shampoo or baby soap, whatever it is. This is a lot cheaper and it lasts a lot longer. So, and then what I use for my foundation brushes, because the foundation likes to stick a lot more, like if I was to just use this, with my foundation brushes and concealer brushes, it would take me like 3 to 5 dips in the soap before all the product is gone, and like washing it every single time. 3 to 5 washes it would take if I just use this. Whereas if I mix the olive oil with the hand soap, I can get it done in 1 wash with all of it, and then just going back in with just the soap to get rid of all the oil. Because the oil breaks down the foundation and everything else. You could use coconut oil if you wanted, because I know that breaks down makeup. But olive oil, it's nice, it's safe for your eye brushes, and it can be found in every kitchen, really. I legit found this in my kitchen like 2 years ago, and I'm using it quite a lot. It was about up to here when I got it, and I was like, I'm gonna just take this, because we didn't seem to use it for cooking. We don't actually use olive oil now, we use vegetable oil, so yeah. Yeah, I use this to clean all those heavy duty brushes, like your foundation, your concealer brushes. And I used to wash my brushes last year when I was doing my makeup course 3 times a week. So every time I would go into college, that night I would wash the brushes, and a lot of it was to use with this, because a lot of cream products you need to use the olive oil because it sticks. But yeah, so both these things can be found in your everyday life, and both these things you can find at Coles, or unless at Costco's, but you can definitely find it at Coles because I have seen it. Might not be this big, but yeah. And then this is just cooking oil. But you could use a more expensive coconut oil if you wanted. I've never actually seen coconut oil ever. But yeah. So yeah, I will link my how to wash your brushes video down below, and my tips and tricks video also. So this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed my beauty hacks, and I hope they were very informative and really helped you guys out in your everyday life. And yeah, these are just my everyday beauty hacks that you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give a big thumbs up if you did, and if you guys want to see any more beauty hacks or beauty tips and tricks, then just let me know in the comments below and I will do that for you. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.